Why Ellie Elephant Never Gives Up. In the heart of the great savanna, where the tall grasses whispered ancient secrets and the sun painted golden stripes across the land, lived a young elephant named Ellie. Ellie wasn't the biggest elephant in her herd. She wasn't the fastest either. In fact, some elephants said she was a little too small, a little too clumsy, and a little too curious. But there was one thing everyone knew about Ellie. She never, ever gave up. Ellie the stubborn, the others would sometimes tease, but Ellie would just smile and say, "I'm not stubborn, I'm strong. There's a difference." Her mother, wise and gentle, would nod proudly. Strong hearts don't give up, no matter how hard the path. And Ellie believed her. The river crossing. One blistering afternoon, the elephant herd approached the great river. It was deeper than usual, swollen with rain from storms far away. The older elephants waded in, strong and sure, trunks raised high like periscopes. But Ellie hesitated. The current was strong, and her legs weren't as long as the others. "Stay back," warned Auntie Muba. "You're too small." "I can do it," Ellie said, eyes fixed on the far bank. She stepped into the cold rush of water. It tugged at her legs, and she stumbled. The others gasped. But Ellie didn't stop. She focused, remembered her mother's voice, and slowly, carefully, moved forward. Her feet found the riverbed's dips and rises. Her trunk reached up. Her ears flapped with determination. It took twice as long as the others, but Ellie made it. Soaking wet, shivering, but smiling. "Why didn't you give up?" asked a young calf. "Because giving up would have left me behind," Ellie said, "and I want to go forward." The lonely baobab tree. Another time, the land grew dry and dusty. The grass turned brittle, and the watering holes shrank to muddy puddles. Food was scarce, and everyone grew tired and hungry. One morning, a whisper flew across the herd. There was a lone baobab tree miles away, with sweet fruit and shade. But the journey would be hard. Many elephants stayed behind, afraid they wouldn't make it. Ellie looked out over the shimmering horizon. "I'll go." "You'll never find it," said the older bull. "It's just a rumor." "Then I'll walk until it's real," Ellie said. She walked for hours. The sun baked her back. Her legs ached. Buzzing flies clung to her ears. But still, she walked. She stopped only to rest in the shade of a rock or drink from a cracked stream. And just when her legs were about to give out, there it was. The baobab tree stood tall, proud, and full of fruit. Ellie didn't eat it all. She carried some back in her trunk and showed the others the way. The day of the storm. The worst test came when the sky turned black and angry. A storm unlike any the herd had seen rolled in from the east. Lightning snapped like white-hot whips, and thunder shook the earth. Wind howled through the trees, sending branches crashing down. The herd scattered, crying out for their young. Ellie had been with her little cousin, Nia, playing near the riverbank. When the storm struck, Nia panicked and ran, right into the trees. "Nia!" Ellie shouted, chasing her. The wind tugged at her ears, rain blinded her eyes, but she didn't stop. She found Nia huddled beneath a fallen branch, crying. "I can't move it!" Nia sobbed. "I'm stuck!" Ellie pushed. The branch didn't budge. She tried again. Nothing. She wrapped her trunk around it, planted her feet, and pulled with every ounce of strength. Still stuck. "Let's try together," Ellie said, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! With a final groan of wood, the branch tipped, and Nia scrambled free. Ellie didn't even notice the scratch on her leg until much later. They returned to the herd as the storm faded into a gentle drizzle. "Ellie," Nia whispered that night as they huddled close, "why didn't you give up?" Ellie smiled, even though she was sore and tired. "Because you needed me, and that's what we do for each other. We keep going." The celebration. Seasons passed. Ellie grew taller. Her ears fanned out wide, and her steps grew stronger. but she never stopped being the elephant who kept going when things got hard. One evening, under a star-splashed sky, the herd gathered for the full moon festival. It was a time for stories and songs, for remembering and honoring. The oldest matriarch, gray and wrinkled with age, stood and called Ellie forward. "Young one," she said, "you've shown us what courage looks like. Not just strength, but heart. We honor you." The elephants trumpeted in celebration. Ellie blushed, but she stepped forward proudly. "Why do I never give up?" she said, raising her trunk to the stars. "Because every step matters, every try counts, and every time we don't quit, we grow stronger, not just for ourselves, but for everyone." The herd listened in silence, the firelight flickering across their faces. "And one more thing," Ellie added with a wink. "It's okay to be the small one, the slow one, the scared one, as long as you're the one who keeps going." From that day on, whenever a young elephant hesitated at a river, or doubted they could reach the baobab tree, or feared a storm, someone would whisper, "Remember Ellie," and they would smile, and they would go forward. Because how Ellie the elephant never gives up.